Okay, hold on. Make sure everything going. Give me a second. I think. Wait, we should be live right now. I just make sure.
It just came up on my phone.
All right, bet. All right. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Underground Sports Pod. We're finally back. It's me, Jeffrey McNeil. Along with me and through Discord is De'Aaron Yoten and Austin
What's going
Yoten.
on?
So yeah, we gonna come at y'all with some talk that we haven't got to talk about in a minute due to a lot of different things holding us back.
Yep.
So yeah,
I think we should start with college football here. So on June 30th, the NCAA came out and released a temporary lift on the NIL, which is name, image, and likeness policies, where any college football player can now make money off their name, image, and likeness according to the state where they go to school's laws. So, like, if you go to school in Arkansas, if Arkansas has a law against the name, image, and likeness, you might not be able to do it. But through the NCAA, it is no longer banned.
yeah.
So this is a huge step, especially with them making this new NCAA 23 that's supposed to come out in 2023. We could actually see real college football players in the game.
Well, yeah. But to me, I think the biggest change is on the basketball side. A lot of people might not realize that, but the basketball side changes a lot. The football side, I think, is honestly gonna stay the same because of the whole. You gotta wait 3 years, so guys are gonna continue to do what they're doing now. I think the only thing that's gonna change with the football is guys are gonna start branding themselves. Like we saw Spencer Rattler branded himself, made his own name. Like he has his own brand now, and he's gonna sell merch and things like that. He's gonna start making money off of his name and off of himself. And
Exactly.
I mean, I like that, but yeah, like I said, the biggest change is obviously gonna be in the basketball side because what do? The guys with the big names. So like. I feel like Jalen Green, who's gonna get drafted, top 5 this year. If this would have happened last year, he wouldn't go to the G League because his name was so big. Kay Cunningham would have still done what he did in college. He still would have went to college, but I think instead of him, like he would have made an image for himself. Like he was one of the most popular players in the country.
Right.
But Jalen Green especially, I think because Jalen Green, him and Adidas go together like glue. Like he's literally been wearing Adidas since freshman year in high school. Only basketball shoes he will ever hoop in. He would never make a deal with somebody. So he could have made money branding that. He could have did something different. I think he wouldn't have even went to Team Ignite and G League. I think he would have personally stayed in college. Because he could have still made the same amount of money there than he would have,
And that's what I want to kind of talk about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like G League is pointless now. I'm not going to say pointless, but guys still will go. It depends because guys who have really good talent but not big names. Those so the guys that are really they're top. Like Evan Mobley. I knew who Evan Mobley was. I knew he was the best big man in the class, but he's not a name that just jump off the shelves to everybody that ever watches basketball. They don't know that name. So he's the guy. He did go to college though, but he went to college because his older brother Isaiah Mobley was already at USC. So he joined his older brother and played there. Now he's gonna be a top 5 draft pick as well. But I feel like guys like him could go to G League and make hundreds of thousands or whatever because he might not have the biggest brand for himself. But those big guys like Bronny James and guys like that, they can go to college and make millions off of just their name alone and stuff like that. And I feel like that'll change what happened to the Ball brothers. LaMelo wouldn't have just came on the scene this year. We would have seen him years ago. Because he wouldn't have went to Lithuania. He wouldn't have had to do none of that to go make money. He wouldn't have then went to Australia. He would have just went to college because the NCAA said he couldn't go to college with his own custom shoe. He had his own custom shoe. He had a custom car. He had all this stuff, and the NCAA was iffy about it, saying like, yeah, we don't want all that, because you're branded yourself already. But now you can do that. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of things are going to change, especially in basketball. With if G League's a good thing, and I feel like with this move, the NBA might change the rule to one. Like I think if you're 18 years old, you can get drafted. And I think that's going to change the league a ton. And that's the big change I'm waiting for.
And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about. And the fact that I feel like, me personally, the NBA really pushed the NCAA to do this NIL thing because with them installing the G League rule, the NCAA knew it could lose a lot of top stars and a lot of viewers because the top players aren't going to go to college because they're going to make money instead of going to college. So now they were like, damn, we need them to come here so our schools can make money, we can make money, you know, we can get our viewers to stay. So they were like, you know what? If they can make money off themselves in college, they'll want to go to college.
Right, but another thing is that I saw also one thing a G League player had tweeted about, and I was on like one of the high school guys who jumped up, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Were you cutting out, Austin? No, yeah. So he tweeted out saying like, yeah, we go to G League for money, but also I mean. I think G League's a big advantage because they're going to, you know, NBA coaches and NBA systems. Are you still cutting in and out?
You still cutting out.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Shit.
You heard what I said though, De'Aaron?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. So like some guys are saying it's not just for the money, but they're going to NBA coaches and NBA systems. You know what I mean? So it's like for some guys that's the best development possible, rather than going to college. You know? So.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
How's it sound?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. So this right here, the NIL program, what I feel like it could do, this might save college basketball. Like.
Yeah. That's what we were saying.
This is what's hurting college basketball is these G League kids could leave and go make money, which was the smarter investment. They would have to sit out the 1 year anyways. Why not go make some money?
But at the same time, this was the first year we ever seen high school guys go to G League though. Like this year was the first year it ever happened. So they saw that and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna stop it right away, you know, because
I mean that could have been the thing too. They might have just tried to stop it right away before it got too crazy.
Yeah.
But what this is gonna really do is this is gonna help a lot more people. I think this might. Oh, hold on, hit the wrong button. I think this might help a lot more people than just athletes, because if these kids are getting endorsement deals, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna be able to save on scholarships, because these kids might be able to get more money coming in. So then that might free up a little bit more money for other kids to get more money on their scholarships, academic kids, not sports kids.
Right.
Because they don't have to shell out like food. You don't have to worry about food, because if the kid's got an endorsement deal, if he's making $50,000 a month,
he can buy his own damn food.
He can buy his food, and that is like $5,000 that comes right back to a student that's academic. That's there for academics. So this could be a big thing, not just for athletes. This could help.
Yeah, it could be a big thing, and it also could be a bad thing, which we kind of talked about when we were like younger. I still remember the conversation, but we always talked about if the name, image, and likeness went through, and you know they can make money, it could really hurt smaller D1, D2 schools, because
it does.
You know
even more.
It's gonna hurt trying to get them bigger name athletes to come in, but they can go to like Oregon where you get the better endorsements. You know, not the fucking owner of Nike, the CEO went to Oregon. You know, if you go to Oregon, you might get a Nike spot. You know, that's gonna really hurt them smaller schools.
No. Okay. Also, I bet money I know what you're about to say. Cause here's my thing. So the biggest thing is that God, I forgot his name on the top of my head, but it's a high school basketball player. He's a top player in the same class as me, 2022, and he committed to the University, I think, of Wisconsin or Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
Yeah,
his father's the coach there, and like that's where he's from, obviously. So I feel like that we might see that way more often. Like Anthony Edwards would have still went to Georgia, and he'd have made so much money because he's at his hometown. I feel like if that's the case, hometowns will happen anymore unless your home state, your hometown has the rule or whatever where the name likeness whatever is still it's still you can't do it. So then those players obviously weren't going to go. They're not going to go there. So I feel like say like you said Arkansas. Say Arkansas is a state that doesn't let that go down. Still, I think no top players in the country will ever go there. Like you're never gonna see a top player go there. So that hurts them. But like Jalen Green being from Cali, he probably could have went to the University of Cal and got all these endorsement deals. Could have had a big name for himself instead of going to G League. That could have been the route he could have went. So I feel like hometown that might actually help hometown schools more. It's like
right. And I just want to reiterate before we keep talking. I don't know if Austin heard this part, but I was reading the official rule, Austin, and they said that now it's not about the NCAA. It's actually by the state that your school is in, not even the state that you're from. So, like, if you're from California and you go to, like, the University of Tennessee, since the University of Tennessee is in Tennessee, if their law says you can't make money off your name, image, and likeness, then you can't make money, even when you're at home in California, because you go to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's
so it's all about the state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That all the states that they aren't gonna let that happen. That them schools gonna be terrible in every sport because nobody's gonna want to go there. Nobody's gonna want to commit there because they don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to. Like, I feel like even small players, even smaller players that just want to make money, you know, they're gonna even lead away from there. And they might not have the biggest name because I mean I know a million guys that went to college and probably where nobody's going in to a school, but after their amazing freshman year, or amazing sophomore, amazing junior, or amazing senior year, they're famous. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
And I mean, if you have a D1 offer, you feel like you're the guy. So I know nobody gonna choose to go to those schools unless only offer. You know.
Right. And like another big thing coming out of this is you guys know the company Barstool.
Yeah.
On June 31st, the day after, they signed like 16 student athletes to be Barstool athletes, and they're signing people to become Barstool athletes. So they're making a whole new brand of, you know, you can start seeing some smaller, you know, like smaller little stores or something. Like somebody could be a Sears athlete, a fucking Kohl's athlete, like. You can see all these random endorsements now because, you know, with these littler schools and stuff, you know, they might not get the Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. So you can start seeing more brands come up and start signing athletes to their brand.
No,
I'm just waiting to see the first Gucci athlete.
No, but still, I mean, that's a cool. And also, I mean, like, my thing is guys like, you know, Destroying, D Friga, they kind of led the way. I'm pretty sure they were talking about doing something where all of them together is going to make like a little agency type thing to help players get their brands and help them make the right amount of money. Not let brands just, oh, you can make money now, so we're going to give you $1,000 a month or something like that. They're going to help them get the money they deserve to get. And like that's basically going to be their whole purpose and their whole entire job. Didn't
Reggie Bush get his Heisman Trophy taken away for making money?
Yes.
Did he deserve his Heisman Trophy back now?
Yes.
Should he get it back?
I remember Sabrina Isnu, the Oregon basketball player, girl basketball player who now plays for the New York Liberty, and then now she's in State Farm commercials with Chris Paul and stuff like that. She actually was offered, because she was one of the most famous basketball players in the country. She was in college. I'm pretty sure I heard something. She was offered to do the State Farm deals and stuff like that back when she was in college, but she didn't want to get kicked out of college. You know, she wanted to, you know, try to win a national championship or whatever before she got kicked out. You know, before she graduated and then go to the league. So but the thing is, like, she could have took that, and she could have been, you know, a millionaire right now off the rip, off all State Farm deals and stuff all through college while she, you know.
Yeah.
But she obviously had to decline it because she, you know, didn't want to stay in college.
But looping back around, what I was going to say was Destroying was kicked out of football because he was making money off YouTube, but now he can make money, like, technically as an athlete, so, like, what should they do there? Like, how should they repay the athletes that they kicked out and stuff for making money now that they're allowed to make money? Like,
I mean, they really can't. They really can't. You know, it's just like, I feel like all those athletes are gonna do what Destroying did. They're just gonna say like you know, like, thank God, man. I'm glad. I feel like I helped pave the way for this. You know, that's how Destroying is. But Destroying, he's not worried about getting back in college or nothing like that.
Right.
But
and also, see what Destroying did. What actually kind of hurts Destroying in this situation. Not, you know, obviously he's probably making.
He owns his own football team.
Bro, he's making more money off YouTube than he would if he was in the NFL right now. Like, literally.
Back then. Yeah.
He making more money than Dak Prescott.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What hurts him in this situation is Destroying. The NCAA gave him a choice. They told him he can either choose to keep doing YouTube or play college ball. So I don't think they would compensate Destroying because Destroying made that decision to stop playing football in that situation. I
believe anybody in his situation would have did the same exact thing, especially at his position he played. Now if he was Trevor Lawrence or something, then that's a decision you got to think about.
Right.
But you know, in his choice, I would chose that too. But also, I mean, it's sad to say, but YouTubers is making 10 times more money than professional athletes anyway at this point, like, or just as much, and that's the crazy part.
Some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, all the big famous ones making more. Like 100, like Destroying he's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So for him, he's not tripping. He's not worrying about anything.
Right, it's not just off of YouTube though. He has endorsements. He has money coming in from different businesses. Like I said, he owns a football team that's making him money.
He's making more money now than he would as a kicker. But if you,
yeah.
I'm saying as a kicker, he's probably making more money now than he would have as a kicker. But if he would have been like a quarterback, he might have made more money as a quarterback than what he makes now. Especially with these $150 deals that they're signing. I mean, shit, $150 million.
I don't know, bro. Thing is, bro, you gotta think about it. He's getting thousands of dollars each video. He posts multiple videos a week and shit like that. You know, like that. I don't know. To me, it's not that far off. And like Darren said, all the money he got coming in, he good.
He made more money. Yeah. And all the money he's got coming in, he ain't got to worry about. He ain't got to worry about contract coming up. He ain't got to worry about a contract year. Yeah. Nothing like that.
And to me, YouTube is 10 times safer because he can go get a cut, he can go get an injury, career-ending injury in one-on-ones, but he still has his YouTube channel. He still can post other videos. He still, he can go back to doing Friday Night Lights or something and still get millions of views and still get thousands of dollars every single video and be perfectly fine. Like, not every single one of his videos is him playing. Sometimes he goes and watches other people play and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I was just
watching those videos today. I watched a high school one. He went to a youth football one. He went to 7-on-7.
7-on-7, yeah. 7-on-7 is, I think, to me, that was the most entertaining one.
Yeah, he's basically, to get off topic just a tad bit. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Actually, nobody was calling me. It felt like it. Anyways, to get off topic just a tad bit, what I do like what Destroying is doing right now with his YouTube channel, he's kind of making a ball is life, but for football. Or overtime, but for football, and I really respect that because overtime or in ball is life. They go to these high school games and they get recruitment for these high school kids that are looked at as being the next big things. And Destroying's trying to do that for these football players. Yeah, no, he's going and talking to football players and going to games.
That's the first thing Destroying never did, though. Did you know also like when he dropped out of college? That's the first thing he ever did. He did Friday Night Lights.
I respect the hell out of
him. Yeah. So this ain't what he's doing now. This is what he used to do. The newest thing to his channel has been him playing. Like that's been the newest thing because at first his YouTube channel was just Friday Night Lights. He would go around to all the biggest high schools and stuff like that in the country. Yeah. And watch him play a game, Friday Night Lights.
And skits, right? And that and skits.
Yeah.
He would do those little skits with his college roommate.
Yeah. King Troy.
Like Jeffrey said, I agree. Yeah, I agree 100% with what Jeffrey said. I think this is going to affect a lot more basketball than it would football, especially because basketball. And a lot of times, and you're not going to see this in any other sport but basketball, if a kid doesn't play, he can still get drafted in the lottery. So when Devin Booker was at Kentucky, he was a bench player. He played like 15, 20 minutes a game, and he didn't start a single game in Kentucky. And he became a lottery pick with the Phoenix Suns, and now he's playing in the NBA Finals. So these people, as long as you're playing in D1 at a good school,
yeah,
you might be Devin Booker.
He turned on the auto-tune.
Yeah. You cutting out Austin. No, but yeah, I'm following what Austin said. Yeah, like I mean, if you look at this year, Patrick Williams was the 6th man on his team. He was 6th man for Florida State, and then was drafted 4th overall by the Bulls. So it's just like it's tough, It's like. Yeah, I think basketball is the only sport where like I said that can happen, but at the same time, like I said, this is going to affect basketball a lot because I can see basketball changing the rules and everything.
Good amount of money back here. You're not a starter. Like Devin Booker's hooking, but Devin Booker's the prime example. Who would have not paid? And
Discord is tweaking right now.
Right, he could have got a deal.
Yeah.
Right. With this NIL, if you had an Ohio State quarterback that was a backup QB, and he was popular. He's all right. Let me know if I'm cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting out bad.
Might get it. You even hear me?
Nah, bro, like Discord tweaking, bro. It literally has what you were saying like 5 minutes ago going and what you're saying now at the same time, and it's just like skipping.
In and out. I can hear it.
Yeah.
I think I'm back. You guys got me? I'm back.
I was gonna say though.
Yo. Am I back?
You're back. But
right,
what I was gonna say though is it's not just gonna help basketball too, because think about it, it's about every sport now. It's sports in college.
Yeah.
So like soccer players,
we're just
runners,
saying
all them people they can make money
we're
too.
We're just saying, De'Aaron. Right. Well, we're just saying it's gonna have the biggest impact on basketball. It's gonna definitely have an impact on every sport. But basketball is gonna get the biggest. 100%.
I would say, I don't know, because I would say soccer too, because you don't really hear about the soccer players that are turning professional that go to the MLS and stuff.
Nah, but bro, no, like,
bro,
the most watched college sports around the world is football and basketball.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's why those two gonna get affected the most.
Are players. Right, and not just that too, but soccer in America is fifth? Might even be sixth behind golf. So soccer in America is not really that popular. Like obviously it's football's number 1, and you probably got golf is 5 and soccer is 6. So it's gonna help. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna help some soccer players, but it's not gonna help as many as it would basketball. Who's barking?
It's a dog on my street. I'm outside.
Oh, but what I was saying before it cut me out, this right here, this NIL, Reggie, and this is just off the top of my head, there's probably a lot more that I can't think of right now in this particular second. Reggie Bush, Michigan basketball, the Fab Five, all those banners should be going back up on the ceiling, and Reggie Bush deserves his Heisman Trophy back. If you're gonna pass it
I got
now,
a question.
Then all the people that quote unquote broke the rules because they were poor kids that couldn't find a way to eat, and they were taking a little bit of extra money, and it wasn't like these guys are making millions of dollars. Reggie Bush, I think he made like $30,000 in 4 years at USC, or 3 years. He just basically got food to eat and gas money. I think they deserve to get that money back, or at least their trophies back.
Right.
No, but
that's just my opinion, though.
But my biggest thing now I'm thinking about, which now is kind of over with him, but James Wiseman got kicked out of college because Penny Hardaway, the head coach, paid him $25,000 to come to Memphis. Number 1 player in the country got paid $25,000 to go to Memphis. So it's just like, but to me, I know NCAA still to go. I feel like with them, I think that's still going to be bannable though, or kicked out, because like if that was the case, then coaches all around the world would just pay players to come there. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like they're still getting in trouble for that, but that makes you think like, damn, like would they or not? Because they can make money off their name.
Don't about that one.
So
Right, yeah, I don't know, because it's not really. I feel like that's the gray area of this new NIL. They don't really say you can, but they don't really say you can, because technically you're making money off your name, image, and likeness.
Right, yeah, because you're the number 1 player in the country. You are.
Well, like, all these coaches got to do, they don't even have to cut. They could just, all they got to do is add a middleman. A head coach like John Calipari, for example, could go down to the local fucking auto body shop or some shop like that and say, hey, won't you sponsor this player, give him X amount of dollars, and I'll give you guys in your company free tickets. And then they could do something like that. And then that's cutting them out, because the auto, just for sake of example, the auto body shop's the one cutting the player the check, but they're getting something in return as well, and the coach can do that. That way there's no paper trail on their name. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities.
Now college is going to change so much. But at the same time, with this rule, I think we all waiting for the NBA to be like, okay, 18 again. Because to me, a lot of people think it's dumb, but like, bro, with the G League being like, so at first, back when it was the D League, it was looked at as kind of like shitty players and shitty players only. But like now it's looked at totally different. Like the G League is actually one of the best additions to the NBA ever, like, because of the fact that players can develop, like you look at guys like I mean there's a million guys in the league right now who were in the G League at one point, like Seth Curry, which he was a big help to the 76ers in their small run this year, but like there's a lot of players who were in the G League, who competed in the G League, and now are in the NBA and doing big things and stuff like that.
Right.
So I feel like
this is my opinion on it. I don't understand the people that are fighting against the 18-year-olds trying to get into the NBA coming out of high school. If you think you're good enough, your game will show it.
Yeah.
If you thought you're good enough and a team wasted their draft pick and drafted you and you don't perform, that is the team's fault. That is your fault.
Right.
You
Yeah,
weren't
but
good enough at the time.
But
Look
at the
at
same
Kwame
time,
Brown.
is that to me? I don't think it matters if you think you're good enough. For me, social media is at its highest point ever right now when it comes to that type of stuff. So I feel like half of these guys, like what's his name, Kofi Cockburn, he never declared for the draft ever. From Illinois, the big man, he never ever told anybody I'm going to the draft next year. Never said it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was on a lottery and on draft board and stuff like that. And he was like, "What the? Hold on, they got me going 10th and stuff like that." So it was like, "Hold on, should I declare?" But but he wanted to tweet now like no, I'm staying in Illinois, like just to let everybody know like I'm not draftable.
And
or
again,
whatever.
I respect
So
anybody
I'm saying,
that
so
decides
like
they want to stay.
to me, them 18-year-olds, you know, they might, you know, number 2 player in the country, number 1 player in the country, stuff like that. They, you know, they might feel like they good, but if a team is telling them like, hey, you feel me, we think you good enough, then to me, it don't matter if they think they're good enough or not. If a team says they got hope in me, they got hope in you. You feel me?
And also, Jeffrey, the side you might not be thinking of, it could have the reverse effect on a lot of these college players. If you have a college player that had a good year, but the experts are telling him in social media and all that, telling him, hey, you got a good year, but we don't think you're going to develop. We got you 15th at the best. They know that they can stay an extra year in college and actually make
more money.
Yeah.
And still make money while in college.
Yeah.
That makes
so then
sense.
these kids might stay an extra year to develop their game. They could do that. There's a possibility for that to happen. And that could be huge for college basketball.
Right. No, but yeah, but here's my thing. I think obviously Jalen Green, Dashon Nix, Jonathan Kuminga, Isaiah Todd, all those high school guys going straight to G League. I think that'll help affect this rule a lot. But
Jonathan Kuminga. Oh,
one
wait, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different person. You said Jonathan Kuminga, and I thought you said Joke. Jeremiah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
but
it took me a second to realize what you said. Sorry, my bad.
No, yeah, but like to me, I think those guys really changed a lot. But I don't know if you guys keep up with it. But the number 1 player in the country, Chet Holmgren, he was committed to a school, and he decommitted, and his top 3 came out. It was Gonzaga and 2 G League teams, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Like, wow. But he wound up choosing Gonzaga because he played in the same high school with Jalen Suggs, and they were best friends, all that. So he wanted to go. After Jalen Suggs gets drafted, he gonna follow up and try to help Gonzaga win the national title. You know, go back to the national championship, whatever. But Imani Bates is in my class, and he's the number 1 player in my class, 2022. And since his freshman year, he committed to Michigan State because he's from Michigan. So he committed to Michigan State University. And this season, he went so crazy and kept number 1. He decommitted, and his top 5 came out. Or his top 5 was like Duke, Kentucky, and some G League teams and stuff like that. So it's like all these guys are decommitting from the colleges they've been committed to for years to look at the G League. So colleges like, oh no, like these are guys that's gonna bring us the most. Like they got the same amount of hype as Zion and everybody because they're number 1 player in the country, and they're looking to go just like Jalen Green did. They're looking to feel me. I'm going to I'm looking to go make money right now. So college was like, yeah, we can't do that. We can't let these guys just walk around us, walk past us, and we lose views. Our colleges lose money, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was the biggest thing because that's happened a lot. Like literally, I've seen so many decommits, and they open everything up. Like the 5-star point guard who actually played with Bronny, who just committed to Oregon, I think last week. His top 2 was the G League team in Oregon. So I thought he was going. I thought, hey, it's cool Oregon on there, but we know where he going. He ain't making no money there. Like then that rule hit, and the next day he commits to Oregon. So I was like, all right, bet I'll take a 5-star point guard.
Right.
But it's like it changes a lot, and like you said, I don't think it's gonna hurt basketball. I think this just like you said revives college basketball, puts it back at the top. People like my thing. I'm not going I've never been a person like to watch just for March Madness. I feel like some people now are gonna watch either during the fucking regular season or the preseason tournaments just to see what guys are doing, what brands and this and that. I think it's gonna bring a lot more excitement to the sport.
And and that's what a lot of people were saying for the longest time. And when they finally put the rule into place, it's going to, like you said, revive basketball. It's going to revive football because college sports was going downhill because, nobody was really paying attention, especially college basketball. Like, nobody only watched until the tournament because everybody loves March Madness, but nobody really cared until March Madness hit.
Unless when those players like Zion Williamson came out, everybody was watching him during the regular season just to see what Zion was gonna do. He's supposed to be the next best player ever. So like,
right.
So I am like, other than that, but like, yeah, me, that's never been me because I watch like right now. But I don't know how it's gonna be 5 years from now. But as of right now, all the guys that's in the league right now, I'm like Cam Reddish. I'm watching him since he was in high school. Zion, all the guys in the league. I'm watching them since they were freshmen, sophomores. So I remember when I first started watching Ball's Life. I'm pretty sure the senior class. I remember Harry Giles, I think, was the number 1 player. Jason Tatum was top 10. I think De'Aaron Fox was in high school. That's when I first started watching. And now those guys is big time player ballers in the league and stuff like that. So.
Right.
So yeah, and I've been watching those guys go through college and then go to the league, and yeah, then every generation, every year after them. So
right,
yeah, like I feel like all the people that I feel like even players like even guys like you guys who don't really care about it too much. I know De'Aaron speaking about you, don't really care too much, Madness. Now it's gonna make you think like, hold on, I heard this kid from Iowa State has this deal. I want to see, what he's like or whatever. Like that. It's gonna have me like that too. I'm gonna be wanting to catch Notre Dame games and stuff like that just to see these players or whatever. So
like the starting point guard for the University of
UMass or some shit.
Yeah, the University of Massachusetts is out here. He just signed with Puma. Let me see what he's about. To sign with a big
big brand.
Let me see what he's doing.
Yeah. I think it means a lot to colleges. And I think it's super lit. But I obviously feel bad for those guys who couldn't experience it.
So far this offseason, I would have to say the best thing that happened this year so far is that NIL rule.
No, bro, I'm trying to tell you, all the rules my whole entire life I was praying for. So two out of the big 3 in my head have went down. College athletes can get paid. I've been praying for that for a while now. The NFL players can wear whatever number they want, damn near. I've been wanting that for a long time. And then now I'm just waiting on 18-year-olds can go into the league, So,
right.
Yeah, that's all I'm waiting on.
Okay. So technically, right now, I'm looking at the rule itself, and right now it's saying this temporary policy will remain in place until federal legislation or new NCAA rules are adopted. With the NIL interim policy, schools and conferences may choose to adopt their own additional policies.
Right.
So this is just temporary, but if things start to blow up, they're starting to realize that this is actually a good rule. They can make a federal legislation and make this a complete rule. But the only thing is, with this being interim policy, Iowa could be like, you know what, we don't want our players making money. We're going to adopt our own policy where you can't make money. I know it's just going to hurt the schools, but technically schools can make their own policies still because it's not a federal NCAA rule.
But bro, like you said, I feel like all school, some schools might try that to be cool or whatever, but then they're going to realize, like, damn, this is dumb. We haven't had a top 100 commit in years now, or this year. Yeah, and everybody, they might have a 5-star commit right now. He finds out that team not letting that happen. He going to decommit tomorrow. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. I know it just hurt the schools, and it's probably not going to happen, but technically, they can still adopt their own rules as a school, or they can, since it's not a federal law, they could actually go in and be like, all right, you're allowed to make money off your name, image, and likeness, but if you make over X amount of dollars, you have to stop, or over X amount of dollars, you have to start paying your own tuition. Right. They can start doing stuff like that since it's not a federal law yet in the NCAA.
No, yeah.
Also,
I agree with that.
What was you gonna say, Austin? You was cutting out. While he's fixing
one thing we're not. One thing we're not counting too is a lot of this stuff probably won't be school based. It'll be player based. So if the player's good enough, it might not matter what school. Hey, I'll be right with you. I'm gonna grab you real quick. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying is, a lot of this is going to be player based, not school based. A kid could go to, like Jeffrey said, the University of Milwaukee, and still get an NIL deal if he's good enough as a player.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like he said, Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he committed to Gonzaga.
That man could go and give him that money. Right. Now Gonzaga's a good school, but I'm saying he could have went to fucking the fucking IUPUI and still would have got that same deal.
No, but also I ain't gonna lie, Gonzaga is, I don't know.
Hey boys, I'll be right back. I'm about to leave
All
this
right,
call real quick. Give me a few minutes.
All right. So if I what he said, to me, Gonzaga is one of those schools that's like, they're kind of like the Suns this year. Really good team, but they're good at play the team, and also look at all the things that happened for them to be good. You know, like Kentucky was terrible, Duke was terrible, North Carolina was terrible, Villanova wasn't that good. This was the year where all the big blue schools were ass. You know what I mean? Like, they're terrible. Like,
yeah.
So it just worked out perfect for them, and a team like Baylor was playing the perfect way, the way we just saw. Like, literally, this was Texas Tech versus Virginia all over again. The championship we saw a few years ago, it was just the repeat. Gonzaga, offensive studded, like Virginia was, with Kyle Guy, DeAndre Hunter, all those guys. And then Baylor was like Texas Tech, with the straight defense, like Texas Tech had when they had Matt Mooney, Tariq Owens, Jared Culver's. When they had all those guys, super good. It was basically, I think that's what happened. Also that year worked out perfect for them because Zion got knocked out. It was like a lot of things happened that year too. So yeah, it's just a play of the cards. But I think it's really good because a lot of top commits going to Jalen Suggs was a top commit. He committed to Gonzaga, so that changed it a lot. Now the number one player in the country of 2021 class committed there, so that's going to change it a lot.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, like I don't think Austin. I don't think he was getting what you were saying. You weren't saying like school, like obviously the players are going to make it, but the schools can say you can't make money here. Like they can, they can say that, and obviously, what all they're going to do is make nobody going to want to go to your school because they want to make money.
Right. Right.
So
but
yeah,
they could also do it the way that I was talking about, where they're like, all right, if you make over $75,000,
put a cap on it, put a cap, and there's consequences after that cap. Yeah, exactly. Players aren't going to want to go there either. Well, you can go to the University of California or something like that, and you can make an infinite amount of money. You could be a billionaire for all they care. You can make as much money as you want off your name and stuff. So
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously schools are probably not going to do it because, they're going to lose, commits over it. But, I could honestly see some schools, some bigger schools, like, doing at least the tuition thing where you're like, they're like, once the people are there, like, they're basically telling them, like, all right, make as much money as you want and you can keep making money. The only penalty is if you make over $100,000 in a year, you got to pay your own school tuition. And, you're not under scholarship anymore after that. You pay your own tuition for here on out.
Right,
and, like, they could technically do that, and I don't like I said, some big schools might do that, but I don't see like a lot of schools doing it, and that's the only gray area with this. And since it's an interim policy, that's like the only downside where some of these schools might just care about the money of the player, so they just want some of the money.
Yeah.
And so that's the only gray area. But besides that, this is like the perfect rule to institute. I absolutely love this rule. This is one of the greatest things that's happened since we've been alive in sports.
Yeah, besides LeBron ring in Cleveland, but yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like rule-wise.
Yeah, I know. No, bro. This changes a lot. I'm talking a million different things. So yeah, I think it's great.
It's a huge boost, and I'm excited. When we talk about this 5-6 years from now, when the rule's been in place, and some people have went through it, and like some of these football players have went 4 years through college. I'm excited to see how this rule really affects college football, how it affects the commits, how it affects, because with it being the first year, we've seen some decommits and we've seen a lot, but I want to see some of these ones where there's two schools battling each other for this recruit, and then you see him pick the smaller school because he wants to play, like you said, for his hometown. Like, you know, they're battling between like Ohio University and Texas A&M, and you know, usually they go Texas A&M because of all the popularity and all the scene, like all the TV exposure they would get at Texas
what's the
A&M. But he might stay at home at Ohio now because he's gonna make money off endorsements because he's Mr. Football in Ohio and stuff, and everybody wants to sign him. So he might stay home now. He don't really care about the TV exposure. Everybody knows who he is, and they're gonna get TV exposure because he's there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the school, and I'm pretty sure it was like there's a school in football and basketball that like they're starting to get better, really good. I'm not gonna say they're a top team or whatever, but they're starting to, you know, crack the seeding, you know, where they can get ranked and stuff like that in football and basketball, and they're known for having the most hometown players. Houston, that's who it is.
Houston? Okay.
Yeah, because Houston football is starting to turn around. They're starting to look a lot better now than they have in a while. And Houston basketball is good as hell. Like, they're really good. Like, they're very competitive. So, and they have majority like hometown, like from Texas and stuff like that, commits. And
I love their rivalry. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just love Houston's rivalry because it just, especially in football, it just makes so much sense. You know, Houston versus UC. You know, Houston versus Cincinnati. Or basically, it's Ohio football versus Texas football. You know, the two biggest football schools or football states in America. That's the rivalry. You know, when Houston and UC play, it's always talk. You know, because Texas is better than Ohio. Ohio's better than Texas. So I love seeing them become good because UC is also becoming good, which makes the rivalry even better.
Yeah. My point about it is I can care less about UC. So my big point about it is that like we can see teams like I don't know what's some, like Texas football can basically take the spot of where LSU and Alabama is today. Because a lot of top players from Texas will choose to go to Texas because they can make money, a lot of money and stuff like that. So we can see a lot of Wisconsin. I know Wisconsin, we have a lot of good football players.
Carolina.
Yeah, like a lot of Georgia can go into.
Georgia.
Yeah, you know, it's like Florida. You know, Florida.
Yeah.
The University of Cal. With shout out to Caleb Johnson. Shout out to Caleb Johnson. You know, the top running back that was at my high school. He committed to University of Cal. So like, so like that's a school that if everybody from California chooses to go there, you know what I mean? Like that team could be amazing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so like we can say a lot more things like that. I think football is going to change a lot. So yeah, like I don't know, it's going to change a ton.
Or like one of them small schools, kind of like, you know, Idaho. There's a lot of talent in Idaho, but they don't really go there because they're not known. They're not that good. But now, if
also no New
money,
York, like Syracuse,
home.
Something like
or Syracuse, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying like Syracuse turn around a lot because there's a lot of in a lot of sports. New York has a lot of great players in a lot of sports, and you know you never get to see it because they're always going to Ohio State. They're going to go to Alabama. You know they're going to go to the big places because
they want to be seen so they can make it to their dream. So now if they're staying home because they know they're going to be seen because they can make money, and with these endorsements, you know. Obviously, these TV providers, you know, right now they're like, Syracuse, they're not that good. We're not going to air any games. But, you know, you got 3 people from New York that are signed to Nike or something like that, and they're playing on Syracuse. They're going to play that game because of the names.
Right.
Kind of like in the NFL, how them flex primetime games, you know, like how the Patriots have so many primetime games when Brady was there. It's the names. You know, everybody wants to see the names playing. They want to see Tom Brady play. They don't really care about fucking Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears. They want to see Tom Brady go ham. That's why Tampa Bay's got so many primetime games this year. That's college football's going to do the same thing.
I mean, same thing in basketball. I mean, obviously,
it's the same thing in basketball.
Yeah, all 82 or 72 games aren't televised, but more games like the Warriors games. I mean, like that 73-9 season. Literally, I think like 90% of their games were on TV. Because like it was so big, and
even in Ohio, right? Even in Ohio, you know, where you're not even close to California, you're still watching them games because they're on ESPN and shit. And that's what I think is gonna happen with these college sports now is they're gonna get them big time deals with these network providers to even show them smaller games because you know they're gonna have the names for it. They're gonna have the people with the endorsements behind it. Where ESPN's gonna be like, hey, these guys are nice. Let's put them on TV. Let's make some money off these guys because they know the viewers are gonna watch because they want to see these people play. So it's really gonna take a boost to sports in general in America.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really excited for it, because it's gonna bring that boost. Because you know how it is.
Not just in America, bro. Because there's brands like, I mean, Anta, all these type brands that have athletes like Klay Thompson, James Wiseman, like so many top players and stuff on deals, and like what is it, Lining that has Dwayne Wade, it's like all these different things that they can reach out and they can pay a college basketball player, a football player, a lot of money to sponsor them and stuff like that. So yeah.
But like I was gonna say, you kind of know the struggle living in Ohio and liking teams that are not really in Ohio.
Yeah.
I know you see a lot of games, but like you don't see a lot of Pittsburgh games because you're not in the Pittsburgh area. You know, like the Pirates games, or like you'll see most of the Steelers games, but like some of them you won't be able to catch unless you have like Red Zone. You know.
Yeah.
So this
usually what I do is like games that I can't catch. I go on YouTube. And I watch the highlights of the game at the end. You know, like that's usually what I do with Pirates games. I mean, that's Oregon football games that they are televised.
That's what I was going to say next is them Oregon football games. You know, if they get some recruits that get some deals under them, you know, you could see on ESPN, you're like, damn, I finally get to watch Oregon games. You know, you might get to catch like 3 or 4 a year Oregon games because they're just too far away and you're not in their local, area, so they don't really broadcast those games. Whereas now they could be on national TV more often with all these, because they got like top 5 team in the country right now, so you might get more games on TV. Instead of watching 3 or 4, you might watch 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 of them. Yeah. Where you're like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
Yeah. Usually with Oregon games, I know the days they play. I look up Oregon Ducks and see if they won or if they lost, and then if they lost or won, I go on YouTube, watch the highlights of the game, and see like why they lost or how they won. So
So now you'll be able to actually watch the full games, and I know that makes you excited because you're like, fucking finally, this is what I've been wanting, because like you kind of get sick of seeing the same teams on TV. Yeah. And I think that's the point that some people were getting to. You're sick of seeing the same people. Like, here go another fucking. I love Ohio State, but here go another Ohio State game. But you're sitting over here as a Ducks fan. You're like, Can I watch my team for a change? Like, there's a lot of people in states that root for other teams that they can't watch, and now it'll be able to be watched just because of the players on the teams finally being able to get the branding and the push.
Football games in general, like besides the Steelers games, I don't really watch them live that much because it's kind of to me basketball is more entertaining to watch live in my opinion. So like. That's why I can turn on the Grizzlies versus Spurs game and I can watch the whole entire game from beginning to end. But if I turn on the Dolphins versus Broncos game, I might, be doing something while I watch it because you know what I mean? Because but besides like Steelers games and stuff like or like the Super Bowl and all that, I want to watch every minute and stuff like that. Yeah.
I was just talking
about same thing with college football. I mean, I don't really catch that many Oregon games like you said. I don't catch too many on TV. So therefore, I don't watch any real college football games live besides national championship. And then if I'm bored and I catch one or something, that's when I watch them live. But not just 10, I watch every single college that whole entire week. I go online and watch every single college football game that whole entire week on YouTube, and I just watch all the highlights of them.
Right, but I was even talking about basketball too, where even the Oregon Ducks. I mean, I know they're really popular in basketball.
Yeah. I was about to say I catch a lot of their games in basketball. But I feel like college basketball televised more than football anyway. With all teams, I'll turn on ESPN or I'll turn on something and I'll see Notre Dame versus West Virginia college basketball. Like college basketball games are so much easier to catch no matter where you are to football for some reason. So
that's true. But I was talking about even little schools like this University of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen them on TV, but with them signing this #1 recruit, I guarantee they have at least 15 televised games.
Yeah, his name is Patrick Baldwin. I just remembered his name. Yeah, Patrick Baldwin.
Baldwin. With him going there next year, because you said he's in your class, with him going there next year, I guarantee you 15, 20 games are going to be televised just because he's on the team now.
Yeah.
And they've never I've never seen them on TV, but I guarantee you just because they got a number one
bro, they're gonna get invited to fucking preseason tournaments and everything now because he's on the team.
Exactly, and that's my point. Especially and now that he has endorsements behind him and stuff, and he can actually make money while he's there, it's gonna make it even more profitable for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited about with this rule change. But we've been talking about this for over an hour, so I know you want to talk about some basketball, so we can get into. Well, let's start with the conference finals because we didn't get to really cover those because we took a couple week hiatus.
Yeah. What crazy part is that not only did we we didn't even get to talk about the conference finals because remember the Ben Simmons debate, we didn't get to talk about that. So we didn't and then we didn't talk at all during the whole conference final. But to sum up the conference finals, in my opinion, once again, I'll say it to the day I die, the Suns is the luckiest basketball team in the whole entire existence. You know, like to me, no. I mean, yeah, come on now. LeBron and AD both hurt first round.
Mm-hmm.
The best, the MVP team, MVP's team, the second best player on the team is injured, and Chris Paul and Devin Booker, arguably two best players on the Suns, is guarded by two players that were supposed to be in the G League.
Right.
They weren't supposed to get one NBA minute. But because of the injury, they both had to step up in the biggest time and play and guard two of the best guards in the league. So, freed up. And then they're going to get, they kind of struggled to beat the Clippers, who didn't even have Kawhi.
Right.
Like, so it's like, they're the luckiest team ever. You take away, if nobody was hurt in this whole entire playoffs, they lose first round. Easily. The Lakers.
Yeah, they're going in the first round.
Right, and if they do somehow beat the Lakers, I don't see them. I mean, a healthy Nuggets, that's going to 7, and they could potentially lose that. Okay, a healthy Clippers. Then they I think they just went to 6 or 7 against them anyway without Kawhi. So with Kawhi, that's a dub for them. You know what I mean? So it's like they want to be in the finals right now, so that's luck. But they're going against an injured Giannis in the finals. Giannis is hurt, so it's like, now you're going against another star that's injured, a team that has their star injured. So
I saw, what team does Dario Saric play for?
The Suns.
Because he went down with an ACL tear. He's done for the rest of the year.
He's like.
So I saw that.
Yeah, he's like the 8th man though. So
I know. Yeah. I was just saying. I didn't know what team he played for. I didn't know if
he's a super key player. I mean, he's the backup big man for DeAndre Ayton and like Jay Crowder or whatever. So he'll come in and play the 4 or the 5. Like he's super key to the team. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying it's not as bad as like one of the 5 starting 5 gear. Like
or Booker or CP3 if one of them went down.
No, not even obviously that, but like Mikal Bridges means a lot. That's the sharpshooter on the team, because everybody think that Devin Booker and Mikal Bridges is Klay Thompson. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
He's a spot up shooter and defender. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the Suns, bro, go watch the Suns game. Like watch game 3. Yeah. He just spots up. He don't dribble. He don't drive. He just spot up. He'll backdoor cut or he'll catch shoot. And that's all he do the whole game, and he's super good defensively. And he's been doing that since college. So I mean, that's his game. And if him getting hurt, that's going to hurt the threes a lot. Jay Crowder gets hurt, the defense is fucked. You know what I mean? So it's just, if one of the starting 5 got hurt, then it'd be a big deal. But Dario Saric, that still hurts, but I think they're just going to give Cameron Johnson more minutes.
Right.
Who's also still a solid player anyway. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, my thing is that they're lucky. But on the East side, I'm fortunate for Atlanta. Obviously, the team I wanted out of the East. So obviously, right now I want the Bucks to win, but I don't think they will. I think it's gonna be 4, honestly. Unless some crazy injuries happen. But yeah. So with the Hawks, it's unfortunate that Trae Young got hurt, because if Trae Young was hurt, I think, and then game 4, the team won without Trae Young, and I think they went up 3-2. Or no, they tied it 2-2 when Trae Young was out. They tied it up, and then Milwaukee came back. And also that game that they won without Trae Young, Giannis got hurt in that game. He didn't play. He didn't play. He got hurt like right after halftime. So the the Hawks just kept them momentum and won that game, and they won game 4. To tie up 2-2. So then game 5 came, and Milwaukee without Giannis and Hawks without Trae Young, Milwaukee took that. That's when Brook Lopez had that crazy 33-point game or whatever. And then game 6 came, and it was an injured Trae Young out there with no Giannis Bucks, and the Bucks walked out with the dub, and that's how they got to the finals. So like a lot of guys stepped up big. Like obviously Chris Middleton stepped up. Everybody said he's the Batman and Giannis the Robin anyway, because he does a lot more for the team than Giannis does, honestly. So yeah, he stepped up. Drew Holiday stepped up. Bobby Portis played amazing. Brooke Lopez played amazing. Like everybody just stepped up. I mean, that's what you got to do when your best player's hurt.
Right.
So they deserve to be in the finals, just like the Suns. The Suns, the Suns capitalized on every single opportunity they could. Every team faces adversity, but every time the other team would face it, they would capitalize on it and win. I mean that's sports in general. So
right.
So, yeah, so both of the teams in the finals
Booker had to play with a face mask, you know.
Yeah. Both teams, but Devin Booker in the mask is ass. Like he's the worst player ever put on a mask. Like no. I'm saying, like, did you see the box score? He went like 3 for 20 something. He was like ass that. He was terrible that game. That was the game the Clippers actually like came like balled out. Like he was terrible when he wore the mask. So that's why literally he stopped wearing the mask. He had a broke nose with no mask because he was terrible in it. So he played one game with it, and that was the worst game he had the whole entire playoffs. So he was like, I'm done. And then he came back dropping buckets. So yeah, still, it's like, yeah, the Suns, I mean, they deserve to be there, and so does the Bucks. But, you know, my biggest, okay, so, I think we lucky forgot about Dre, but with Dre, he's making a lot of, because obviously we haven't got a chance to do a podcast, but I've heard a million good points about the Ben Simmons thing. You guys know Ben Simmons is my favorite player. And, and to me, it's not him. He's not the reason they lost, because when everyone looks at Ben Simmons, like, oh, he don't shoot the ball, he can't shoot threes, he don't shoot in the fourth quarter. You know, they say all these things, but in my opinion, it's two things right here that'll change everybody's narrative. So one, y'all only saying that dumbass shit because y'all trying to figure out why a number 1 seed Sixers with the runner-up for MVP loses to a team that, in a lot of people's eyes, they didn't even know made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I even said it when I saw the playoff bracket. I was like, I won't be surprised if the Sixers are in the championship because they have two tune-up. I thought they had 2 tune-up rounds. They had the Wizards, they won in 5, and then after the Wizards, they had either the Knicks or the Hawks. And I thought they were gonna steamroll them. Then they would just have to beat the Nets or the Bucks, and then they would go to the finals. You know, I thought that was easy for them. You know, but yeah, I mean, the Hawks stepped up. So I think everyone's just trying to find the excuse for why a 5th seed beat the number 1 seed. And yeah, so I feel like that's the biggest thing. 1, and 2, I think everyone's playing Ben Simmons because he's the second best player on the Sixers. They're putting him in the same shoes as Chris Middleton, or Paul George, or even LeBron James. All these guys that are second options. You know what I mean? Like Russell Westbrook was second option this year. These guys that second options for offense is what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Because yeah, I mean, if you look at if you put Ben Simmons' stats next to Paul George, it looks bad. Put his stats next to Chris Middleton, it looks bad. You put his stats next to John Collins, it looks bad. You put his stats, on offense, if you look at his points next to that, it looks bad. It does 100%. But to me, you got 3 different types of like NBA like playoff watchers or game watchers. You had the people that are like casuals, or so they're just watching the game. They see, you know, like, oh, Ben Simmons didn't score that much this game. He had a bad game, you know. And then, but then you have the guys that are box score lookers. Guys that they'll watch the game and, you know, or they won't watch the game, but then they go straight to the box score after the game and look at what happened. And then when they see, you know, oh, Trae Young had 20 points, Ben Simmons had 5, you know, they look at all the points and they're like, damn, Kevin Huerter had 27, 30, something like that. Look at that, and I'm like, damn, Ben Simmons was terrible. He went, like 2 for 3 or 2 for 4, 3 for 4, something like that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he went 2 for 4 or whatever, and like 1 for 1 for the free throw line, something like that. And like, it looked like he had a terrible game. He didn't shoot at all in the fourth quarter, something like that. But then you got people like, I believe myself, I don't know what to call it, but like, I watched the game, and I watched everything. I watched every little thing. Like, my brother, his favorite player is Trae Young, and my favorite player Ben Simmons, so they were guarding each other, going at it the whole entire game. And nobody, it's rare for somebody that their favorite player to say, damn, he's boxed. But my brother Durant literally said, damn, Trae Young's boxed. Ben Simmons had him boxed the whole entire game. At the end of the game, he ended 5 for 23. The best player on the team. Why do you think Kevin Huerter had that big game? Because the best player wasn't injured, nothing. Trae Young was perfectly fine at his highest peak performance and got boxed. He had like 11 or 12 points from the fucking free throw line. But other than that, he couldn't score a lick. Like, he barely could score. You know, Ben Simmons had him locked up. And to me,
Right.
Ben Simmons is in the same fucking category as Draymond Green, as Patrick Beverly, as PJ Tucker, as Jay Crowder. Put him in those just like all his main job is defend and play make. That's why him, Draymond Green, Patrick Beverly are perfect. Because Draymond Green, what's Draymond Green's job on offense? Sometimes for some plays, he comes down with the ball, he'll pass it to Clay, go set a back screen for Curry, get Curry wide open or something like that, or he'll do the back. He does all the little things, the backdoor cuts, the setting up the play. He has to do all the little things perfect for the 76ers' success, and that's what Ben Simmons does. He'll bring it down the court, set up the play, pass it, go screen away, get another guy open, backdoor cut, set up somebody else's backdoor cut, pass the ball. Like, he had 5 points, 8 rebounds, and 13 assists. And Trae Young was 5 for 23. If Patrick Beverly had that stat line, great game. Nobody would say Patrick Beverly lost the game for the Clippers. Nobody would say that. Not one person. If Peter Tucker had that, nobody's saying, oh, he lost that game. If Draymond Green had that, nobody's going to say he lost the game. Right. The number one scoring option on the 76ers is Joel Embiid. Number 2, Tobias Harris. Number 3, Seth Curry. So the fourth option you could say is Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons' best game of fast breaks. All defenders is. De'Aaron Fox is one of the best fast break players, and Zach LaVine. 2 great defenders. And they're fast, just like Ben Simmons are really good on fast break because they'll get a steal, out in the break, dunk. Ben Simmons has average of 14, 15 points during the regular season. I think somebody broke it down to like 7.5, 8.5, something like that was fast break points.
Yeah.
Like, literally half of the points he scored during the regular season, like 5 points wasn't fast breaks. And how often do we see fast breaks in playoffs?
Not a lot.
Not that often. Playoff games are the most slow-paced games you'll ever see in your life. And that's in every sport that I watched. Right. You feel what I'm saying? They're so because you want to be smart. Like, you got to win. You got, like, it's not just win the game. You got to win every single possession that you're in. Everyone, like basketball, regular season game, it's fast. There's hella turnovers. And playoff games, everything matters. Getting a stop every single, you could be up 30. Getting a stop every possession still matters.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like playoff basketball totally different. So for him to have 5 points ain't that bad. PJ Tucker has single digit points damn near every single game for the fucking Bucks.
Right.
And I mean Patrick Beverly in the same fucking boat. He doesn't drop 20 and shit like that. So yeah, I mean that's what to me. My favorite players are all the defenders. And I hate how Ben Simmons getting all this class. With me, I always saying trading. Please trade him. Please. Unless they trade him for somebody like fucking Damian Lillard, the Sixers going to be 10 times worse. Real shit. Because he play makes. Like, but also, here's my biggest thing. Ben Simmons can't shoot, right? But a lot of players in the league, Rondo couldn't shoot at the beginning of his career. He couldn't shoot a lick. Not shit. Jason Kidd couldn't shoot at all at the beginning of his career. Couldn't shoot shit. And both of those players were what?
Wasn't really shooting at the beginning of his career.
You said who?
LeBron. He wasn't really shooting at the beginning.
No. Actually, LeBron was a sharp at the beginning of his career. Like, that's when he was the best shooter. I remember hearing many things. But once again, LeBron, he was younger, so more athletic. But yeah, no.
Right.
I'm talking about guys who couldn't shoot at all. Like they would shoot. They would make like 1 3 every 5-6 games or whatever. And in the playoffs, they didn't attempt 1 fucking 3 because they couldn't shoot them. But Jason Kidd and Rondo were both known for what? 2 things? Defense and passing. Oh, Ben Simmons too, but he's 6'10". That's the difference, right? That's what everybody keeps saying. But at the same time, he had the same role as those guys. Oh, and who was Rondo's coach at the beginning of his career? Oh, Doc Rivers. Who was Ben Simmons' coach this year, y'all? Oh, yeah, let's fucking think. Like, come on, like, everybody just making dumb reasons and shit. Like, bro, Ben, in Doc Rivers' eyes, he got that Celtics team right in front of him. Tobias Harris supposed to be his Paul Pierce. Supposed to be his wing bucket. His number 2 option. Joel Embiid is supposed to be his Kevin Garnett. His bucket in the post and his defender, which Joel Embiid is that and more. But still. And then Seth Curry is supposed to be his Ray Allen. I'm going to knock down every shot I shoot. And Seth Curry did. Some of the games he really bought out had amazing games. Like against the Hawks or whatever. To force Game 7, he had like a 30-some point performance.
Right.
So
yeah, he was balling.
So he had it. Then you look at Ben Simmons, that's his Rondo. Like that's literally his Rondo. That's the guy who's gonna pass the ball, who's gonna do all the little things, who's gonna be the naggy defender, But another thing is Ben Simmons can't shoot. Like I was saying, I'm gonna go back to that point. Can't shoot. Joel Embiid, everybody says Joel Embiid can shoot though, but Joel Embiid does not fucking stand in the corner or on a wing. Joel Embiid sits on the block. Damn near every possession of a fucking 76ers game, he's on the block. So one of the best, some people say the best, but I would say because Rudy Gobert is obviously the best. But in my opinion, the second best rim protector in the whole entire NBA would just stand in the paint waiting on anybody to come in the paint. And Clint Capella, waiting. You know what I mean? And so what would Ben Simmons do? Drive, kick to Joel Embiid. I mean that's what you need him to do as a point guard.
Right.
But
Still,
and then one of their favorite lineups would be Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, Dwight Howard, and Joel Embiid. They played that five was after a lot during Game 7 against the Hawks, and Dwight Howard can't shoot a lick. So he was on the block. Joel Embiid was on the block, but Matisse Thybulle and Tobias Harris were on the wings. How the fuck is Ben Simmons supposed to drive to the paint when two of his teammates are down there with 32 defenders and himself and his defender?
Right. Yeah,
that's 6 players out of the 10 on the court are all in the paint.
Yeah.
LeBron ain't dunking on him. What the fuck? Nobody's doing that.
No.
Why do you think all LeBron teams, they sprint, look at, Giannis' team. Every single player stands in the fucking 3-point line. Everybody. Brook Lopez, PJ Tucker, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, they're all on the 3. And Giannis just head down, drive to the paint, dunk.
Yep.
You switch Ben Simmons and Giannis, obviously I think the Bucks won't be in the finals. I don't know if they would, but I think he would have a lot more points per game. He would just drive to the paint, dunk. He would do his strength. He would use his strengths. But you can't do that when, let's say, Brook Lopez and PJ Tucker are both on the block every single game. That offense wouldn't fucking work. And why do you think the Bucks had to make so many moves? Because if we look at the early Bucks, they had a lot of guys that couldn't shoot. Like, they had Robin Lopez last year. They had to get rid of his ass. He couldn't shoot.
Couldn't shoot at all.
So it's like, and he went to the Wizards. It's like, they had to move him. Eric Bledsoe can't shoot threes. He's an amazing defender, just like Ben Simmons, amazing defender, amazing playmaker. Love him. I love Eric Bledsoe. That's one of my top favorite players of all time, especially on the Suns. But they had to get rid of him. You got to. He couldn't help space the floor for Giannis. So therefore, they got rid of him and brought in Drew Holiday, who really isn't a shooter either. But he shoots better than Eric Bledsoe, and his percentages actually improved this year because he had more attempts per game. But still, it's like, that's the thing. Look at the guy. They got Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes has never meant as much to a franchise than this one. All he does is get the ball, chuck that shit. Bryn Forbes had 62 points in the first round against the Heat. Damn. And the best player, not in one game, but all his points combined, 62. And the best player, the leading scorer for the Heat, and Jimmy Butler had 58.
Wow.
That's not good.
Wow. Yeah, that's
so it's like the best player on the Heat got outscored by. How
many games did they play?
They got swept. It went 4.
Oh, they went 4 games?
Yeah.
So that's what? 60 would be 10 points a game, or not, a little over 10 points a game.
Yeah, and that's what Bryn Forbes was getting. He was shooting lights out. I remember one game he hit 8 threes in a row or something like that. Right. I think it was 5 straight. So it's
15 points a game. If he had, what'd you say, 62?
Yep.
Divided by 4 is 15.01. So he was hitting.
He was hitting about 5 threes a game. Exactly. Yeah, that's what he does. So and that's what he did for them.
Exactly. It's that's really good. That's really fucking good.
Yeah. So it's to me, Ben Simmons, that team. Like I said, I thought that team was built for Ben Simmons. I did. Mm-hmm. I was naming off everything, but when you look how they play, they're not. Obviously, they're not. But Ben Simmons means everything to that franchise. Everything. But Joel Embiid cannot play with a guy who don't pass.
Yep.
If they send Ben Simmons to Washington for Russell Westbrook, that's an amazing team right there for Philadelphia, because now they got a passer, somebody who could score, somebody who could rebound, just like Ben Simmons at the 1, and can pass. You know what I mean? So that's an upgrade. But to me, bringing in Damian Lillard, obviously you're probably going to dog out. They're probably going to be better. But the offense, they're gonna have to move a lot of pieces because I don't think Danny Green fits that team. Seth Curry didn't fit Portland with Dame anyway. Why do you think he left? Like he didn't fit Dallas either. Well, he did. He kind of, because Luka passed the ball a lot more when he was there, but still. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, he didn't really fit there either. So so with Ben Simmons, it literally makes that team fit. But they still don't fit because they just clog the paint. So somebody who only scores in the paint can't score in the paint. It's just clogged. So that's my big opinion about Ben Simmons. I don't think he needs trade. I don't think he's gonna get traded. If he does, that's a plus for him. And hopefully he goes to an organization that's going to build around him. I think everyone needs to get out their head, put him at, and like I say LeBron, not because like he's LeBron, but I'm saying LeBron because Lakers right now, LeBron's the second option behind AD. That's why I say stop putting him in the same comparison as LeBron. But I remember Dre had a point. He was saying the reason why everyone's clowning Ben Simmons is because coming into the league, he was supposed to be the next LeBron. But how many times has any fucking player in the NBA ever been compared to somebody else? Michael Porter Jr. is supposed to be KD.
Right.
He ain't KD.
He's not even close. No.
You know what I'm saying? De'Aaron Fox supposed to be Kyrie. He ain't Kyrie.
He ain't Kyrie. Now he's good.
No. I know Michael Porter Jr. is good too. Ben Simmons is good too. But they're not like Lonzo Ball's supposed to be Jason Kidd. He ain't Jason Kidd.
Nah.
He good as fuck though. He's a good spot up shooter. Now
that's the one thing I hate most about scouts and shit. I hate when people compare players.
Yeah.
Let them be their own fucking player. Like why do they have to be the next so and so? Why can't they be the next De'Aaron Fox is De'Aaron Fox? Like Michael Porter Jr. is Michael Porter Jr. Like, let them just be themselves.
Here's my thing, De'Aaron. I told Austin this. Okay, look, I'm gonna change topic. I told Austin this. So everybody's watching right now. The channel might change a little more because I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna clip stuff and of our stream stuff. I'm gonna put them on TikTok and stuff like that. So that could kind of blow. But also, I feel like we can post videos on here too because like one thing I like talking about is conspiracies. Here's a big conspiracy I want to talk about with you, De'Aaron. So have you ever heard of the Lamar Odom conspiracy with the Lakers?
No.
So Lamar Odom, okay, look. So the Miami Heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the player's name, but he was a smaller player who I'm pretty sure the Heat like offered him like 2 point something mil. And that money right there that they offered him, if he would have signed that deal, they wouldn't have had enough money he wouldn't have had enough money to sign Lamar Odom. Which they don't sign Lamar Odom, he doesn't get traded to the Lakers for Shaq. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of the big conspiracy, and look, this will happen. Look, literally, he gets offered that. The player accepts it, but his agent supposedly forgot to go and sign the papers for the $2 million for his player to like accept that contract.
Right.
But he literally admitted to, and also he admitted to signing it. Like he said, he like accepted it. He accepted the contract and the money, wanted it. But his agent somehow forgot to go sign the contract, and have his player accept it. And his agent still to this day is paying him up until I saw the video I saw was like 2018, but it said through 2021 his agent is still paying him. And that was like what was Shaq was on the Heat in 2006.
Right.
So from like 2005, 2006 through 2021, the agent is paying him. So they're thinking the Miami Heat paid off the agent to not sign it, so they could go out and sign a big free agent like Lamar Odom and then flip him for Shaquille O'Neal, which led to the Lakers championships and led to early flash Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat's first championship.
Yeah. So
that's a super big conspiracy, and like what do you think about? Do you think that's actually possible that could have happened?
Very, very possible. I can see that. Yes.
Yeah, and I believe that's true. And my thing is, do the Lakers actually win those championships? Because we all know how big Lamar Odom was to those championships.
Right.
Or did Shaq and Kobe fucking hash it out and not beef? And how many championships could they have won if they would stay together without the trade? You know, where would the Miami Heat be? Would Dwayne Wade might not have been looked at as good of a player without that ring by himself, as well. Some people say because you know how Shaq was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So does LeBron go to Miami to team up with Dwayne Wade?
Right.
So it's like this thing right here.
Lamar get hit with their Kardashian curse? No, I'm playing.
I mean, still, yeah. Where does Lamar end up, and does he help that team as much as he helped the Lakers win championships? You know, or does the Heat still sign him or something, but for less money, and they don't flip him for Shaq and they keep him because they don't have enough money to afford trading for Shaq.
Exactly.
So it's like, yo, like you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
that
crazy.
thing, that one thing. And also the reason why he's still paying his players because that guy went on to sign another contract for like the minimum. Like he never like the reason why it was such a big deal to him because he was never offered that amount of money ever again after he so-called declined that offer.
Right.
He never was offered over the minimum ever again. So he pissed at his agent like, bro, that was the most money I was ever offered in my whole entire life, and you forgot to sign it? Like what?
Right.
And then that led to them getting Lamar Odom and trading him for Shaq and then winning the championship. Some fishy, you know what I mean? And I guess to keep the player mouth shut as well. But my thing is, I don't think that type of shit would fly right now with social media. Everyone would be on stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, that couldn't happen again because you got to think 2005 and shit. There wasn't really a lot of social media, if any, you know. So there wasn't people. Not everything you did was posted on social media. See, now they would have been like. They would have blew that agent
right.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
On social media.
Woj would have posted fucking, you know, Woj would have posted on his Twitter and Instagram that that player was offered this amount of money and looks to sign and has accepted it. And they're looking to make the deal and whatever. And then when it would have happened, his agent forgot about it. Like, well, what the fuck? That's fucked up. But then when that team would have went and fucking signed Giannis and traded Giannis for LeBron and LeBron and the Heat won the championship again, it would be like. Nah, something fucked up. Something going on. Something going on. You know?
Like, yo.
Like, ain't up, bro. Like, and then the NBA would have been on the big speculate. Like, it would have been a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, that stuff cannot happen today. But it is crazy that changed the NBA a lot. And also, another conspiracy, not really conspiracy, but just like, what if, in my opinion, prime time DeMarcus Cousins is better than Joel Embiid ever could be. Better than Jokic ever can be. This man was averaging 40 plus, not averaging, but he had a majority of his games 40 fucking plus and 20 plus. 40 plus points, 20 plus rebounds. Consistently. And that was his whole time in Sacramento and his first season, I think, was a season or 2 seasons in New Orleans. Then injuries hit. And then he wound up going and taking the biggest pay cut in NBA history, going from, damn near a max, he was about to get a max deal, to then going to Golden State and signing a $2 million contract.
Right. Because he wanted a ring.
Yeah, and they wound up losing that year. But that was the year that everybody got hurt in Toronto won 2019. Then he left there and went to the Lakers. Wait, that was 20. Wait. I think he did get a ring with them. I think so.
I think so.
Well, I'm trying to think because I
don't remember.
No.
I'll be honest,
he got it. This how he missed the ring. He was there 2019. They lost to Toronto. 2020, he was with the Lakers. He got cut before the playoffs.
Yeah.
Before COVID, he got cut. And then this season, he signed with the Clippers. So he been ring chasing this whole entire time. Ever since he got injured and left his prime, he's been ring chasing. Because he was hurt the whole entire time with LAL, with the Lakers. He was injured, so they just cut him. Like, bro, you're not fucking playing. Like, what's the point? Plus, I mean, it was a weird rotation with JaVale McGee was playing really well. Dwight Howard was playing really well. Not Ben Simmons, what the fuck? Anthony Davis was playing really well. Kuzma, all these big men, all these 4 and 5s, like he wouldn't have been able to fit in. Like he would have took other guys' minutes and stuff, and nobody deserved their minutes took out of those guys, you know?
Right. So it was all playing really well.
Yeah. So it was a championship team, so they didn't want to take this guy a minute for an injury-prone guy and not fuck everything up. Right. So obviously they did what they had to do and they cut him because he wasn't gonna play anyway. He didn't play for nobody 2020, and in 2021 he signed with the Clippers and they went on to the Western Conference Finals and lost. So he literally is super unlucky. But my thing is that bro, right now, if he would have stayed consistent, he could be one of the best players in the league this year. He could have been like he probably could have won championships. You know, AD probably wouldn't have left New Orleans if it was him and DeMarcus Cousins balling like that, and they're making huge splashes in the fucking West, and they had Rondo, and they had all these shooters on the team as well, and they had all these great guys around, not great guys, but all these solid players around them, and those two balling, like Anthony Davis playing like Anthony Davis, and then he's getting 40 and 20 or some shit like that. And also, I remember while Boogie was on the team, AD dropped 59, his career high 59. He dropped that while Boogie was on the team. So it was like, you got these two players doing that. I don't think Anthony Davis would ever leave to go to the Lakers.
No, not at all.
Like those two would just be competing right now. And where would the Lakers be right now? Because, like, you know, it'd be tough to where the Lakers would be. And obviously, that's my favorite team. So I'm just thinking like, what the fuck would we be doing right now?
Right.
So that's a big what if as well. Because if he never got hurt and he panned out the way everybody thought he was, could have been crazy.
Could have been. Could have fucking been. But you want to talk about the most unluckiest player of all time? My man Anderson Varejao was on the fucking Cavaliers in the finals when they lost to the Warriors. That offseason, left the Cavaliers, went to the Warriors, went to the finals with the Warriors, and the Cleveland won the championship that year.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. You know, but I mean, look at Boogie. He left New Orleans to go get a ring with the Warriors. They lost. Went to the Lakers. They won that year, but he got cut before they won. And then he goes to the Clippers, who were the favorites in a lot of people's eyes. Then the best player on the team gets injured, and they lose in the Western Conference Finals because of that injury.
Right.
So it's like, damn, like, and he actually was playing for the Clippers. He actually was like pretty solid. He was a pretty solid big man. He was like how JaVale was for the Lakers. He's like really good. Obviously, he ain't a superstar, but he was really, really good.
Right.
So it's like he's like, bro, super unlucky. And I remember for a while, everyone was saying the good luck charm was Patrick McCaw because he got drafted to the Warriors, and he got drafted to the Warriors 2017. They won 2018, and he left off the rookie deal. He got signed to the Raptors. They won 2019.
Damn.
So his first 3 years in the NBA, he won 3 straight rings.
Damn.
And he was like a bench player, like didn't really play, but still he won 3 straight rings, and everybody saying he was a good luck charm. But then he didn't go to the Lakers or whatever. He's still in Toronto today. But Danny Green, you know, he won with Toronto, and then he won with Toronto 2019. Then he won 2020 with the Lakers, and then the 76ers was everybody's favorite this year. After, you know, the Nets and everybody got knocked out, so everyone's saying, the 76ers are going to beat the Hawks, and they could beat the Bucks, and they can win it all, whatever, which it didn't happen. But, so everyone's saying, damn, Danny Green might be a good luck charm or whatever. So, but, I mean, me also be talking a lot, so, with me, I honestly think the Suns might, I'm pretty much will get the sweep. But, I mean, I like that because I love them. I think Devin Booker with a ring, I would love that. But, to me, the biggest change is with Giannis will get a ring, because everybody said, Chris Paul needs a ring, da-da-da. Chris Paul getting a ring don't change shit for him.
Nope.
He's still going to be 5 through 3 on the top point guards of all time. He's not going to pass Curry or Magic getting this ring. He's not passing neither of them.
Yep.
All time. So it's like, okay. He's going to stay around the same place he is. And top, all players, he's going to stay around the same place. But Giannis, being a 2-time MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP, and NBA champion, he could jump into the fucking top 5 of small forwards of all time with guys like Larry Bird, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Scottie Pippen.
Pippen. That's what I was thinking of.
It's so many great small forwards of all time, and he could jump into the top 5. And
Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, he could jump into the top 5, and some people could put him at 2 over KD or whatever if he continues and gets another MVP, or he gets another ring eventually, and we can see that, and it's like, damn, like that's really gonna change his whole fucking career. But I obviously love Chris Paul's story a lot. I just don't here's my thing. I don't like bitch basketball. That's what Suns play. They play bitch basketball. I mean, if you looked, They flop 24/7. They flop more than LeBron and Marcus Smart combined. Chris Paul, he talks the most shit. He gets pushed. He flops. Like here's the thing. I saw something literally in every single game. They damn near shot double of the other team's free throws. Like at halftime against the Bucks game 1, I'm pretty sure at halftime Phoenix had 22 free throws in the first half and the Bucks had 5.
Right. I was gonna tell you real quick. I was reading over the NCAA rule because I kind of want to like know every detail about it.
Yeah.
And the part that I missed is right here, this little section. I'll read it. While opening name, image, and likeness opportunities to student athletes, the policy in all three divisions preserves the commitment to avoid paid-for-play and improper inducements tied to choosing to attend a particular school. Those rules remain in effect.
Yeah. They have a voice crack.
So
yeah. That's something I was worried about because guys can get played. Yep. But like Austin said, that all that's gonna happen is that fucking Penny Hardaway is gonna be like, look, because he has to shoot with Nike. He's like, look, Nike, or he can go somewhere. He can go to fucking La Rosa's in fucking Memphis, Tennessee, and be like, look, because I ate La Rosa at Memphis, Tennessee before. But anyway, he can go there and be like, look, I'm gonna pay y'all this amount, and you guys get free Memphis tickets, and I pay y'all this monthly if you sponsor this high school athlete, this athlete, and he comes to my school and you pay him this amount, and they're gonna do that because obviously they're getting the La Rosa's getting publicity because this is a top player in the country and they're sponsoring him, so they're gonna get publicity for it. Right. And then his posters being in the restaurant, shit like that, is gonna put him on the map. Everybody gonna go there and see that. Especially if he goes there and does like signings and shit, La Rosa's, everybody gonna go. I'm gonna fucking drive to Memphis to see that. Like what? Like you feel what I'm saying? Like that's gonna help them. Then Penny Hardaway gets a top player in his college again, and they compete. You know what I mean? Like that's all they're gonna do. Like.
Well, with them rules staying in effect, if they catch Penny doing that,
right? Yeah, but if he gets caught. But I mean, he not gonna get. I doubt they'll get caught.
I do too, but I'm saying like, the good thing is like that was we was talking about that's a gray area. It's not actually because I just didn't read far enough into it. So it's good to know that it's basically they're not pay for play players yet, but they are gonna be making monies off of endorsements. So it's good to know that you're not able to just be like, yep, we'll give you $35,000 a season to come play here. It's not that. Now it potentially can be because, like you said, they can just get the middleman. They'll tell them straight up, you get $35,000 to play here. The only thing is you got to do some signings and shit with La Rosa's. Obviously they could do that, and there's always going to be things around.
Yeah, wear La Rosa's t-shirts during warm-ups. Post about La Rosa's on your Instagram and shit every now and then. Yeah, little shit like that.
Right. I mean, John Calipari's been paying his players for how many years? But there's always going to be people that are going to figure out a way around it.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't know about that. I think John Calipari probably did, but to me, prestige means a lot. Like now, the big Kentucky and Duke are so big prestige-wise that's why the top players go there now. Now I don't think it's because of money anymore. I think it's because of how big they are. How you look at some of the top players in the league came from those colleges, like Kyrie. You got Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, DeMarcus Cousins. You got some top players, Zion Williamson. You got some top players coming from these schools. That's what's gonna make you want to go there. You know what I mean? So it could be because I'm not gonna lie, the best player on Duke is always fucking top player. He gonna be top in the draft always. Right. Jalen Johnson, best player on Duke this year. Super underrated. He gonna be a top 10 pick for sure. Small forward. I can guarantee you he will be.
No.
The best player on Kentucky, B.J. Boston. He gonna be a lottery pick because he's the best player on Kentucky. It's the prestige of the team, man. You could be a mediocre player, but you're the best player on that team. You're gonna be a lottery pick because of the team.
I mean, I see that.
Devin Booker was a sixth man. Tyler Hero, he balled, but he wasn't no big name. High pick, lottery pick from Kentucky.
Nope.
Like, it's the prestige. So I don't think he pays them no more because now the prestige is just so high that they're going to go there regardless. Same thing with North Carolina. The prestige is so high there. Like I said, the big blue schools are at the top right now. You got Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Villanova, and Gonzaga.
Yeah.
The big blue schools are always at the top.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I mean, so That's where a lot of great commits are going to go.
Hold on. Conspiracy. The NCAA logo is blue and white. Conspiracy. It's all tied to the NCAA. No, I'm playing.
No, you're not. But still, though, it's like. But not gonna lie, I think Michigan. Okay, so the Michigan coach, Juwan Howard, I feel like everyone wanted him to go be an NBA coach or whatever, but he's not because he's about to go crazy. Like, he had, like, this class, 2021, he's getting 5 stars. Like, 3, 4, 5 stars.
Damn.
2022, getting the number 3 player, number 5, number 7, number 22, number 40-something.
Yeah.
So, Michigan's about to compete. So, he's not leaving.
Yeah.
He's going to win his national champion, his 2 straight in his eyes, national championships, and then he'll see y'all in the NBA. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to get his money, get them their money, and then they'll all be in the league very soon. Real shit.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, because teams like Michigan on ball. So yeah.
I feel that.
Oh, actually, but one school that dropped out of the big blue schools when Gonzaga came in was Kansas. Kansas was a fucking with Andrew Wiggins, when Andrew Wiggins was on Kansas, really good. When it was Devontae Graham and Josh Jackson, good as hell. Like so, but as of now they're decent. So.
Right. But yeah, we haven't got to talk about some football here. Some things happened. For example, the Pittsburgh Steelers released David DeCastro. We haven't got to talk about that.
We did. We talked about it. We talked about it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did talk about that, like last one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we did talk about it because when we went, I had made a point saying that we picked up another Pro Bowler. Pro Bowl that plays same exact position as him he used to play for the Chargers or whatever. Yeah, I remember saying that.
Yeah, okay. But some other things have happened. For example, Darren Waller has came out and said that he would mentor Tim Ocho-Tebow on how to be a better tight end in the NFL. Another big thing that happened, I sent it to the group chat, so I'm going to go ahead and read it off to you guys. The East-West Shrine Bowl is the nation's oldest college football all-star game. It's partnering with the NFL and moving the event to Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium as a part of the NFL Pro Bowl week. The game will be Thursday, February 3rd in primetime on NFL Network. So now a part of Pro Bowl week, we'll actually get to see some college football all-star game and see some college football players playing and some pros the all-stars that are there, for the Pro Bowl for the NFL will be there watching and probably mentoring and coaching and helping these young college players as they play in their all-star game.
Yeah.
Which is really lit. Yeah, that's really lit. I really like that. I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. And then some other things here and there that we're trying to find it as we're talking here. I know Jeffrey's scrolling through Instagram and I'm trying to scroll through Twitter here so we can find some things that we weren't able to talk about on previous podcasts that we wanted to bring up. We just didn't write it down. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet in the NFL. As of late, as we're getting closer to the season, people are just preparing and getting ready. One big thing that I wanted to talk about was Aaron Rodgers. Let me go to Adam Schefter's Twitter page. Shout out Adam Schefter.
Right.
He keeps everybody up to date on everything. Aaron Rodgers, depth sides questions on TNT about whether he would be quarterbacking the Packers on opening day. This is the quote from Aaron Rodgers from Adam Schefter tweeted. He said, Aaron Rodgers, quotations, I don't know, we'll see, unquotation marks. So when they asked him if he would be the starting quarterback, Aaron Rodgers just said, I don't know, we'll see. That's a big thing. Here's another one. N'Keal Harry, wide receiver, the wide receiver from the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
He's formally asked for a trade from the Patriots. He wants out of New England.
That's crazy. That's tough.
Yeah. That's another thing. N'Keal Harry, you know, he I guess he wants a new scenery and kind of like a new start to his career. You know, his 3 years in New England haven't been nothing pretty much at all. I mean, I think his career thing is like 45 catches for 400 and some yards in 3 years. You know, he's not been nearly the person that they expected when they drafted him in the first round with the 31st overall pick. So, you know, I think he just wants a new change of scenery, and he wants to reboost his career and try to go somewhere and, you know, get out of that box that he's put himself in New England. Wouldn't you agree, Jeffrey?
Yeah, facts, yeah. But, so, I mean, they're already so thin at receiver, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It really, really is. But, yeah, you know. Oh, speaking of some basketball, I forgot to mention this to you. I wanted to talk to you about it. As minority stake owners in both teams in the NBA Finals, it's now Aaron Rodgers' Bucks versus Larry Fitzgerald's Suns for the championship.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, facts.
2 NFL players, they own some stake in both of those teams, so it's their teams playing against each other.
Yeah, I heard that. That's super lit.
Yeah, it's
okay. Another thing about the NBA, did you see the new logo for next season?
Oh, they're changing their logo?
Just for next season, because next season, like the 75th anniversary, it's still Jerry West with the ball, but it's like the Superman diamond, and it has like the basketball lines with it. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram so you can look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has like it has like the Superman diamond or whatever, and then it has like the number 75 in the top right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's okay. Like that. Yeah, just for next season though, cause the 75th anniversary season.
Right.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Here's another thing. Like I said, I'm just scrolling, so I read this. It says, excuse me. Per Steelers sources, Mike Tomlin was absolutely heartbroken when he heard James Conner had agreed to a deal with the Cardinals. The guy's name is Ron Wolfe. He valued him as a Steeler, but knew the run game needed a change. So I mean, we see it a lot in the NBA. Like some teams, you know, they want a certain guy, but they don't want to pay that guy as much as that guy wants to get paid. Sometimes they hold off and they assume that I'm talking about NBA here. No team is gonna want to pay them, so they just get them back on a qualifying offer. Like you know, they offer them $1 million and they take it. But in the NFL, they don't do that, but it's still kind of the same thing though. You know, like James Conner wanted, you know, a lot of money, so Steelers assumed, I guess Mike Tomlin and the front office assumed, like me personally, I love James Conner, he'll always be a Steeler in my eyes, but like I said, we needed a change in the run game, so I'd rather take Najee Harris and you know, all the young guys we got to James Conner anyway. But I guess the front office assumed that no one was going to pay him the amount of money he wanted, so he was just going to sit around in free agency, and then he would just take whatever deal that they would send him, kind of like Juju. But Juju, that's different because Juju wanted to be a Steeler, so it didn't matter what they offered him, he was going to sign it. But with James Conner, they were just going to wait until he wasn't getting no offers, and they were like, here, we'll offer you this, you know.
Right.
So anyway, he wound up signing with the Cardinals, and so supposedly that hurt Mike Tomlin and a lot of Steelers, hearts. Like, you know, he wasn't able to come back. But I mean, you gotta love that because for a guy like Mike Tomlin, you wouldn't think he gives a fuck about nobody anyway. So just for him to care is good.
That's really cool. You know, it does make you feel good because, you know, Mike Tomlin, when you see him on TV and stuff, he kind of has that cold face, and you think like you get this perception on how he coaches that he has a cold heart toward his players, when that's honestly not always the truth. You know, he probably loves Big Ben to death. He probably loved AB and Le'Veon Bell. He probably loved them both. You know, things didn't work out with the team, but that don't mean that it didn't work out with Tomlin. It could be just the front office. You know.
Yeah. We got a comment, Darren. It says, okay, I can't really read the name because it's like foreign, but it says, hello, in your opinion, who is the best football player in the world? Lionel Messi, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, Cristiano. That's how you say it. Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe, and then I don't know the rest of them, like Robert, and then Zetlin. In my opinion. Wait, you go first, Dan. You say
okay, so I'm gonna help you out just because I watch a little bit of soccer. So it's Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, I know you said Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yep.
I don't know about the other guy.
It's like Robert
I had to pick-
It's like Lewandowski. Lewandowski.
Oh, Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Okay, Lewandowski. Yeah, he's nice. But am I putting my bias aside, or can I use my bias?
No, I mean just the guy has. He said who's the best football player in the world.
Okay, so I'm taking my bias out just based off of playing. I'm gonna have to say
Me, okay, I'll go first. From like I don't watch too much football, but from what I know about that football is Cristiano Ronaldo. I know Messi has a big contract, but I'm pretty sure that's the same thing as like LeBron. He was a GOAT for a while, but I think right now probably Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion.
I would have to say Ronaldo as well. I mean, he's nice. He's always been nice. He will always be nice till the day he retires. He's kind of like the LeBron of soccer, where his worst statistical year at the end of his career, he's still gonna be top 10.
Yeah.
Like. But if I had to put my bias in it, I love Kylian Mbappe to death. He's the biggest up and comer right now. He's 20 years old, balling for PSG. I mean, he's getting. I think last year he scored like a little under. I think it was like 75 goals, which is really big. He's the youngest player to ever score in the FIFA World Cup. He's balling. I love him to death. He's my age, literally my age, and just out there balling on these dudes. And his story makes it so much better. Before he was on PSG, he played for a little team in Italy called AS Monaco. Okay?
Yeah.
PSG approached AS Monaco and said, we would like to take Kylian Mbappe and we're going to loan him out to us for a year. He'll play for us for a year and then we'll send him back to you. Well, he comes to PSG, balls the fuck out. PSG goes back to AS Monaco and says, we don't want him to leave. How much do we need to pay you for us to keep him? And he's from France too, Jeffrey. So he went to his home country, balled out, and the biggest team in France, PSG, said, we love this guy so much that we're going to keep him in his home country in France so he can keep balling out for us.
Yeah. Yeah, so the guy commented again, he said, fans in European basketball are crazy compared to fans in the NBA. In European basketball, smoke flares are thrown, curses, all the fans shout and sing, and the whole basketball hall is shaking. Now, yeah, I can believe that because the NBA has so many like rules and stuff that could never happen like at all. Like I don't know how much but in the playoffs it was like racist slurs were being thrown in the crowd. I got the water bottle out of player and he got arrested. Popcorn was thrown on the player. He is banned from basketball for life. So. Yeah, the NBA is pretty soft when it comes to what fans can. Basically, for fans in the NBA, you just got to stand up, clap, and sit the fuck down. You can't do too much. But in European basketball sound listen, y'all can do hella. Go crazy.
Yeah. No, if you want to watch some fans go nuts, watch, when the Olympics come on. Don't watch the soccer game for the soccer, because I know you don't really care. But, watch the fans. Because they get into the shit, bro. There was one time, Jeffrey, I swear to God, a fan was murdered because he was talking so much shit about the other team. Somebody literally killed the man.
That's crazy.
That's how deep it is. In the fucking stadium, he was murdered in the stadium because he was talking too much shit, basically. They get so into it. It's insane. When they score a goal, dude, the whole fucking place erupts and shit. It's probably the greatest feeling in the world. Because even the first goal of the game feels like a game-winning touchdown, or that tackle you made, that game-saving tackle.
Right, yeah.
How everybody was cheering and how you felt. That's how they score. That's how they feel after every single goal. Because that's how much it erupts in that stadium.
Right.
It's insane. I feel so good for them players. I'm like, damn, I know there's no feeling like that. That high they must get off of them fans just screaming.
Yeah.
But so a couple things that I saw that I also wanted to talk about was that investigation that's been going on about Dan Snyder and how he treated his employees.
Yep.
Yeah, they was fined $10 million. And Adam Schefter said attorney Jordan Saev on Washington football team owner Dan Snyder can return to day-to-day operations because they fined him $10 million and Dan Snyder was not allowed to do his day-to-day operations. But Any suggestion that Commissioner Goodell must approve Dan Snyder's return to daily control is false. Dan was not suspended, so by definition, he does not need to be reinstated in to any position. So they didn't suspend him. He just voluntarily walked away from day-to-day operations, so he can return at any time back to doing what he does for the Washington football team. But the Washington football team had to pay $10 million to the NFL. Another thing, Hard Knocks this year will be on the Dallas Cowboys, and it starts August 10th at 10 p.m. It'll air on HBO, where Hard Knocks is aired. But the Dallas Cowboys got it this year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun watch. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, Josh Gordon officially has submitted his reinstatement letter to the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and hopes to be with a team for training camp per league sources. The NFL has been randomly drug testing Gordon for the past 3 months and is said to have passed all tests.
Yeah, that's lit.
So we could see a return of Josh Gordon back to the NFL here. One of the craziest stories in the NFL. So, this one last hope of redemption. I hope that he gets it so he can come back just to make that story even greater.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, bro. Yeah. But so I just scrolled through Instagram, obviously.
Yep.
I see a million things. So with Oregon this year, I'm not talking about them a lot, but they're actually looking scary. Like this is the best team we've had by far. That's why if you guys are seeing things on Twitter and stuff talking about Oregon football, there is either basically we're looked at how the Brooklyn Nets were looked at this year. It's either you do something obviously I don't think you not national title, but you need to be in national title game or compete, win it, or play in the playoffs. Something big has to happen this year, and yeah, I mean the team just looks amazing. Literally we have 5 stars in there everywhere. The third commit of what day was this? On July 1st, we had 3 commits in one day of the 2021 and 20 two was 2021 and another one was 2022. The lowest was the 2022 when he was a 4-star wide receiver.
Yeah.
Lowest starring or whatever. So we have 2 5-stars commit for 2021. So it's the team is just crazy. The team is supposed to be so crazy, and guys like Justin Flo, who was the number 1 linebacker in the whole entire country in high school senior year, is now about to be a starter. Noah Sewell, who this is his sophomore year, he was a stud last year as a freshman. So now you can imagine what he's gonna do sophomore year and junior year, and then we got we got Big T. Thibodeau, he has a chance of being drafted number 1 overall next year as a DN. So we're expecting him to do a lot. Bro, the team is just scary, bro. So scary. So that's why we got to do something. Literally, that's why we got to say a lot of stuff about Oregon. That's why, because they're supposed to do so, we got to do so much. Oh, here's something interesting I saw, Deon. I'm going to get your opinion on it. Because I was like, damn, this would be a good-ass division. So it says, who would win this division? It has the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Seattle Seahawks, the Chicago Bears, and the Atlanta Falcons. All in the same division. That'd be a tough-ass division, bro.
Yeah, that'd be one of the best.
Because the Seahawks and Steelers are 2 really good teams. The Bears are a playoff team. They're super solid. The Falcons this year could really turn, even though losing Julio, they're kind of in a rebuild, but turning point. And if this was a couple years ago, they went to the Super Bowl. Who knows? They make that Super Bowl. So
right. Last 2 things here before we finish off. Some things came up with Austin. That's why he had to leave the podcast early. But we was looking at it, and he said he would like to do a part 2 tonight. I won't be able to attend, but Jeffrey, if you were able to get on, he said he'd want to do a part 2 tonight at 9 o'clock, to where you guys can get on and talk about some things.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't know, because I don't know what I'm gonna be doing later. But yeah, we'll see.
Right, I know I won't be able to be on there, but there might be a part 2. We'll tweet it out and put it on the Facebook page if there is a part 2. But the last thing I want to talk about was the most inspirational thing that I forgot to talk about, and that is Cameron Kinley, who played at the the Naval Academy. He played at the Naval Academy. He was drafted this year to the Buccaneers, but at first they said that he wasn't going to be able to go because when you graduate from the Naval Academy, you go into like either the Navy or the Marine Corps, and you're supposed to serve 2 years, unless you're like you have to go to your general basically of the Navy, and they have to allow you to go play in the NFL because you're signed under a contract to go into the Navy. Well, at first they denied it, and he was supposed to go into the Navy, but it came out with an address saying that they are allowing him to basically leave the Navy and go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers training camp, so he will actually be able to go to the NFL, and he got all the permission that he needed. So Cameron Kinley from the Naval Academy will actually be at the Buccaneers training camp looking to get a roster spot on the team and hopefully play in the NFL.
Oh yeah. That's super lit because we all know how picky those colleges are with like Air Force and Navy and Army and things like that.
Right.
With that type of stuff. So to see this, like you said, very inspirational. But speaking of inspirational, oh my, I forgot his name. The defensive end for the Raiders came out. As what do you say?
Isn't it Carl Nassib?
Yeah. Carl Nassib came out with, being, I don't know how to say it, bro.
Yeah, he came out as a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Yeah, he came out and posted a video on Twitter and Instagram. So we wanted I forgot to say that too. We wanted to say shout out to him.
In fact, shout out to him, man. And I just love how the NFL just completely responded. Everyone was tagging him saying like that's good for you, brother, man. Like great stories out there. And yeah, I mean obviously 2020 was just so crazy of a year. I think it's time for a lot more acceptance, things like that. We saw
exactly
with the African American community and things that was going on with them and stuff, and then the LGBTQ community, they're getting the respect that they deserve now and everything, and I think that's great.
Absolutely.
I feel like him coming out is gonna make other athletes not feel as bad to come out, because I mean, hey. Just because sexuality has nothing to do with how talented you are at a sport or talented you are with anything. So for him to come out as being, and also the thing is he plays one of the toughest, roughest, most physical positions and one of the most roughest sports. You know what I mean? And you would never know.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah,
we wouldn't know until he said it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like before he came out, nobody ever even had a second thought on whether or not and that's awesome,
right.
Not like this perception that all gay people are flamboyant and all gay men act like girls. That's not the truth.
It's not,
So, and for him to come out, it's one of those things that's showing they're just regular people. Everybody's just a regular person. Everybody's just a person, no matter who you like, who you are, transgender, pansexual, black, white, Asian, it don't matter. Everybody's a person, and once we start accepting everybody as a person, that's when the world gets better. And this is one of those things that really shows that once you get accepted as a person, like Carl Nassib, how he was accepted for being himself, it's showing how America is lifting itself from after a crazy year 2020. We're starting to come out of the works and starting to do more things to become a a nation built on freedom and equality that we were supposed to be built on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just crazy because, bro, no matter sexuality, no matter, nationality, no matter what you are, like what color you are, what you like, if we all get cut, we all bleed the same, you know what I mean? So we're all, like you said, we're all people, we're all, so I think now that we're all starting to accept that more, the world could change for a better place, and especially the sports world, because we've seen a lot. We saw that with the
Michael Sam.
Yeah, we saw the Colin Kaepernick situation.
Colin Kaepernick.
We see all these things now, and sports is just changing, and I like how it's changing for the better. So I think that's something great to end on too. Two very inspirational stories.
Exactly. But like we said, there might be a part 2 coming on live later tonight at about 9 p.m. I know I won't be able to attend. I got some stuff I got to do. But by all means, join, talk with Jeffrey and Austin if Jeffrey's able to attend. You know, it could be Dre and Austin. It could, you know, we have plenty of members on this podcast. It might not be me and Jeffrey per se, but you know, if you guys are able to attend, come out and listen to it because yeah, they might talk about some things that me and Jeffrey talked about, but everybody has their own opinion. So, you know, you can hear their opinions as well as they talk about some things and really understand where our point of views are coming from. And that's all this podcast really is. It's our point of views about the sports that we love to watch and enjoy.
Right.
And that's why we've been running for 22 episodes is because it's not about here's the news, okay, we're done. It's here's the news, here's how we feel. Now we're done, you know?
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, and obviously, we talk about the big things because every podcast is supposed to talk about the big things, but
Right.
you know, you might hear and see us talk about things that you never heard or saw talk on a podcast, or, you know, a podcast probably talked about it 5 years ago and we talking about it now. You know, it's just like,
Right.
we talk about things that interest us, like, this is a total different podcast, and also, yeah, we're trying to move in a total different direction than just the podcast, you know, we're trying to move on, grow, but at the same time, yeah, once again, like you just can tell, we're doing 22 episodes, and we're not caring about views, we're not caring about the money, we're just doing it because this is fun for us, you know? And
Exactly.
our opinions about the sports we love, like you said.
Yep. And that's all we're doing. We're just sharing with the world our point of views and our opinions and our feelings about the sports that we grew up playing, that we watch day in and day out, that we talk about with every breath of our taking.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys should see us before we started this podcast at family functions. This is all we would do. The whole family function is talk to each other about sports. So now all we're doing is doing the same thing. We just put a camera in front of us. That's all we're doing.
Right.
And that's
Exactly,
how we wanted to do it, and that's how we're going to keep it for the rest of the time this podcast is on air. All we're doing is doing what we would do at our family function, talking about sports to each other. We just put a camera in front of us, and that's the only difference.
Right.
So we really appreciate you guys coming out. Like I said, we'll post on the Facebook page and the Twitter page on. We'll say we'll get the 100% by about 7 p.m. We'll post it on there to let you guys know if there's going to be a part 2 or not. If not, we'll see you guys next Friday. But if so, we'll see you guys hopefully about 9 o'clock.
Facts. So yeah, like you said, we'll catch you guys in a few hours, or we'll catch you in